All right, good evening, everyone. Um, so let's we're going to continue on with our solitaire advanced squad leader historical campaign, Operation Barbarossa, the Hans Mielentz 25 mission campaign. Currently, we're on mission number 3. This one's a defensive mission for the Germans. It's hold the line, and the Russians are attacking from the bottom of your screen. Um, so let's talk about last weekend there, where it's a bit of a scuff stream, and I apologize to anybody that was on the stream um, watching the Twitch play. Um, the Started having buffering issues, and it was just having a crappy stream all around. So I ended up canceling the stream, and I wasn't playing live. I was just recording it offline. In the process, I messed up when I downloaded the videos. I accidentally deleted them instead of, or sorry, when I uploaded the videos, I downloaded or deleted the copies that I had on my computer, which was a dirt move because apparently I uploaded the wrong videos, which I had to quickly delete. And the end result was unrecoverable, and so you're stuck with a video which takes you about the midway through turn 2, and then it ends abruptly. Um, Turns 3, 4, and 5 are lost to the ether out there somewhere, never to be seen again. So I'll walk you through basically what happened in that time. So what you're looking at right now is let's back up one up here. This is roughly what it looked like at the near the end of turn 2. The Germans had just finished their turn, so we had some broken units up here on the left side. Just a couple, not too many. More critically, this 80 millimeter enemy artillery strike landed on the road junction, and it ended up obliterating a HIP 248, so kills them outright, and it broke and subsequently killed subsequently killed a 127 that had an ATR that was lying in the woods in what is that, X1, um, which was one of the crucial pieces for that sector to help fight off any enemy armor that may appear, which you'll see in a few slides will have happened. So right away, the enemy is looking at 3 victory points total. Now, they win automatically if they occur 25 casualty victory points or exit victory points, and their objective is to exit off the top of the screen. So right now, I'm doing a good job of holding them off, but they're slowly starting to inch forward, and the Germans only get casualty or victory points for game turns completed after game turn 6. So remember, solitaire has a variable game end, so you never know when it's going to end on you. And in this case, it could be 6, it could be 14 turns. We don't know what it is. Oh, sorry, it should be 10 or maybe even 14 turns, depending on how it goes. We'll get into that in a second. So yeah, that was a bit concerning for that one artillery strike to do all the damage. But so far, it's been okay for the Germans. If you look at the bottom of the screen there, I have a half squad that's concealed right now. It's panicked in this game turn 2, and its job is primarily to expose the suspect counters as they come on the board. And it has been doing a good job of advanced activation, which means that they have that much further to travel. Becomes the hindrance. They tend to choose it as a target rather than move, and that kind of thing. So it's really slowing down. So it's a good placement on my part. But they're quickly going to get overwhelmed if I don't proceed to move them. So this is what it looks like at the end of turn 2. Turn 3, I don't have a save for. That's gone. And so that brings us straight into... why isn't it frozen? Oh, it's frozen. Well, we're running into issues already. There we go. So it brings us up into turn 3, which I said was in the ether. So we're starting to have more enemy pushing up from the south, including 2 pieces of armor. Luckily, I also gained a random event in form of artillery, which is 100mm OBA. Dropped it down on that cluster of houses in the center of the map, and I was able to obscure stuff. The tank, during its prep fire phase, broke its main armament. So while it's unaffected by the armor, or sorry, by the artillery, it still has a malfunctioned gun, and as a result, it becomes that less effective against me. And you can also see in the center bottom, there's a panicked tank as well. These are fairly light tanks. I believe there are T-28s. This is the one here, and this is the one here. So they got red moving numbers, small tanks, low armor factor. So again, they're not KV2s, which thank God for that. Artillery comes down. It does a good job of obscuring and causing some flames. It also causes some units to kill off a couple of units, which clears the way for that 248 in the center left to make its way back from the front line. It's done its job of activating for 4 turns, and now it's retreated back into the orchards. Unfortunately for it, that Berserk 7-0 and a Berserk 447 are going to be heading towards it because it's still the closest target. 3, 4, 5. Actually, I think I misplayed that because technically that 7-0 would have charged towards probably the gun in the center on the top board, map board 48, because with all the LOS hexes from the artillery plus the 2 orchard or grain hexes, it would not be able to see the 248. It would actually be concealed, which means it would probably head towards Q5. And at that point, it would probably switch to the 248. So I might have saved myself a turn there. At any rate, this is turn 4. You can see what happened. On the right side, there's a tank, T-26, I believe it is, that came up and parked itself in the low ground. This is something I misplayed as well. I probably should have held the tank back onto Z4 so that it could use it, or Z. What is that? Z3, Z4? Yeah, Z4, so that it could use its gun to shoot at the Germans rather than coming close. Because in turn 5, it gets destroyed by a lucky strike from the ATR, which causes it to blow up. Turn 5 now, you can see the blazes have begun to spread. The Berserk 7-0 has chased off the 248, which became broken during the previous Russian prep fire phase. I believe one of the Russian tank with the broken main armament fired on it and caused it to break, and then the Berserk 7-0 charged it and forced it to flee to the north, where it is right now in L0. So this is the situation right now. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit dicey on the left flank. There's a lot of fire that's obscuring stuff. Luckily, there's no breeze that's blowing smoke anywhere. But the Russians are definitely making a push. Luckily, I have all that wire and a roadblock, which will hinder the tank. And that brings us into turn 6 that we're facing right now. I should also mention on the left, on the right side, you have a broken 9-2 with its MG kill stack. They had to leave the HMG behind. They had to retreat 1 hex because they were broken from this Russian tank that's been immobilized from an HE round, courtesy of this 75 infantry gun. But it's been doing a bang-up job, nonetheless, shooting up the Germans, and it's broken 3 squads and the leader himself, which have then been forced to retreat, while withstanding further punishment from the 75 infantry gun. All right, that brings us to turn 6 that we're in right now. This is what it now looks like. Russian turn 6, so they move first. And yeah, it's starting to get a little bit dicey here. So what my plan is the Germans is on the left flank, on the left side of the screen, I'm going to start pulling that 8-1 crew back. I might keep it in that house that it's in right now. Actually, that's a woods, I believe. I'll keep it in the woods right now until they get closer. But once the Russians get close enough, I'm going to retreat them further back, probably somewhere down around this area here, maybe by the infantry gun, or possibly even into the M8 series of houses and such. While the right side of your screen, I'm going to try and hold in position. This is a 426 attacking by itself, basically. It's not berserk, so just by itself. So I'm going to basically have a chance to rally these guys before this gets close to me, assuming my 240 half squad and my 127 are not able to deal effectively with that conscript 426. But we're going to have more Russian reinforcements coming on board, and we'll see where they're going to go, and that brings us right into the beginning. So first things first, we'll see how many are going to come on. So if you remember, this is a 2d6 plus 4 number, so we have 13 more coming on. And let's bring them on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they're coming on EE, F, C, Q, BB, Y, P, GG, CC, E, FF, and C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I gotta do one more. F as well. If you're wondering what I'm clicking on the, I have this add-on, a chit generator. Very handy to have. It generates letters A to GG. So when you're coming off from the bottom sides of a map board, for example, it's a very handy way to generate numbers like that randomly, since you don't necessarily know where they're going to be appearing. All right, so that is what's coming on board. 13 more suspects. That leaves another 13 to come on in the next few turns, barring any reinforcements that may roll up. So let's start off. First thing first is a random event. 11, so there's no wind change and there's no Russian random event, which is good for the Germans. And then we move right into rallies and fixing guns. Russians have no self-rallies. They've only got one broken conscript half squad, so let's roll that for rally. It does not rally. They've got a broken gun, which is now foobarred. So Russian main armament is disabled, which is good. I don't need a 45 blasting away my troops, so it only has a 4 machine gun, a 4 firepower machine gun coax to pester me, turret gun actually, to pester me, which is again good for the Germans. On the German side, I only have the one rally here, and that's a leader first, so let's do him. So he barely makes his rally, but he does. Now we can apply his neg 2, which is actually neg 3 because of the woods, to this guy, so anything but an 11. Anything but a 12, sorry. Anything but a 12, anything but a 12. So these two rally. This guy gets heat of battle. A 4. is hero created. +1, -1 cancel, so just a hero creation. So we have a hero generated. As it rallies. Which are coming super handy for this pesky squad, as well as all these yellows that are becoming on board that hopefully we can eliminate before they cause too much trouble. All right, so that's it for the rally phase. And then we go into the Russian prep fire phase. So we start rolling just to see what they do. So we're basically rolling to see right now if they panic. If they don't panic, then they'll do something. So that 7-0 is going to move. The 8-1 stack. Oh, that's a panic. First line panic on a 6 or better doubles. So they panic. So that's, again, good for the Germans. This 4-4-7 is good. 7 is still a move command. So yeah, he'll do that. He'll move. Oh, sorry, that was a 9. 9 is a fire command, but he has no target except for this crew over there, so he's going to move instead because the crew would be at long range. This CX 4-4-7. Same drills, he's going to move since he doesn't have a target. The tank. So 10 is, so it's also going to move. Now this tank, I'm probably going to try and run it bypassing this gun. Maybe through this hex I might get a shot, but I'm going to try and bypass it and make it run off the board since its main armament is now a Euchred. It may as well try and get some points that way. We have another 4-2-6 here, which is moving. 7-0 stack. So the 4-2-6 is going to panic, which is the mortar crew, and the rest of them are going to move, which probably would have happened anyways. And a 4-2-6 here with the mortar. They're panicked as well. A lot of panic on the Russian side. 4-2-6 here. He's good, so he's going to move the Berserk 7-0. You still roll for panic, but barring panic, they still do the normal action. So he's going to move and he's going to charge the broken Russian German half squad. Have to retreat into here once it's forced to rally or once it's forced to rout away. Yeah, it'll be 3.5. Yeah. So that crazy Berserk 7-0 is going to be chasing around the Germans for a while. All right, our tank here is good. It is not panic. It is immobilized, so it's basically going to go right into prep fire. Now I think you can see these guys. But the LOS is not working on this, or is it? Oh, it is. For some reason, last time the LOS was not working. Can it see? Yes, it can. +1, +2. And it would have taken its acquisition with it. So the acquisition, because it would have followed these guys, so they retreated. Wasn't aware that it could see because, like I said, the LOS wasn't working last time. Another technical issue. It can't see. The acquisition follows, so the acquisition and the Orchard LOS hindrance cancel. So we're just left with a +1 and a +1 for being buttoned up. So at that range, which was 12, infantry on a 12, red numbers is a 6. It needs a 4 or less to hit. Barely. It does not have rate of fire. Yes, it does have rate of fire. No, it doesn't. There's no rate of fire on it. Okay. So it barely missed, which is a good thing because last thing I need is this thing taking more damage. 426 here is good, so it's going to move. And then we have our yellows, which are automatically going to come on board. So that's it for the Russian prep fire phase. So now we move into the movement phase. And we'll start with the Berserking first because they're compulsory moves, so it has to go. So it'll go 1. No target there. Those guys become Despot. I'll put them on top because they're going to move. Enters the tree line and then starts to engage. Now it can't do anything because it doesn't have any firepower except in close combat. However, it can force this unit to route away, which, again, as I said before, is what it's going to continue to do. That's it for the Berserk move. So now we do normal movement. I have an officer here. I think it's just going to make a beeline straight into the brush if it can. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 6. Now I could have fired an ATR at a moving unit, but I don't think that's a waste of a unit. We'll let the 7-0 do its thing. The 447. It's going to make a beeline into the woods, so it'll be 2, 4. Or would it be safer to go here and then advance? And either way, it's going to get torn apart in the prep fire phase. I'll move into the building. So now let's see if these guys panic. They do not panic, and he has command barely. So the 8-1 is in command, and he's going to defensive fire on the 447. Which is going to be 14, 18, 36 firepower. No modifier with a -1 leader and -1 for non-assault. 36, no modifier. So 6 on the 36 should be good. It's a 1K. So we'll put a first fire on him. Next we have another 447 here, which is going to move as well. 1.5, 3.5. Now I could play it more conservatively, but I have to get on the move. And again, I'm hoping that these guys don't do so great. So I never got rate of fire on the LMG, so just going to be the squads. So it'll be 12 firepower. Again, no modifier. 7 on 12 is a 1 check. And they are broken. Next we have the tank startup. So let's see if it breaks down. Does not. I'm wondering if it should move forward and shoot. Because that would be 4 plus 2 modifier. Might have a chance. Yeah, it'll move forward 1. The next turn I'll worry about it trying to get off the board. Stop and it'll fire on the squads in the trees. So what would that be? 4 halved is 2 plus 2 and a whole lot of movement factors, so it's not going to be a count anything. This is 426, 1.5, 2.5. And then the 7-0, oops. And the 527 are going to make a beeline down the road. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. think to move 6 under the tank. Take cover. Now these guys cannot fire again. They can only fire adjacent, so they're safe for now. Yellows that are coming on board, so we go 1 right away. It's activated because of the 127. I can see it. So we roll a single dice to see if it's activated. It is not. I'm looking for a 2 or less, or a 3 or less if it is an adjacent unit, or somebody within 2 hexes. Next up, it is nothing as well. This guy here, still be visible, so he is activated. And an 8 becomes a -1 from being on the move because of this cumulative die roll modifier up here on the top right of the screen. And 8 becomes a 7, which is nothing. Next up, moves into the open ground. Yeah, sorry, I gotta roll for activation first. It is not activated. Second guy, it is not activated. So Germans are running, or are getting really lucky with their activation die rolls. All right, so let's move further down. We have a 426 here. So just gonna move forward 3 hexes. Conscripts only have a movement of 3, so that's why he's limited. Tank's already fired, so we bring on this guy. Can anybody see him? Yes, these guys can. So we roll to see activation. And because the unit is within 2, a 3 becomes a 2, and it is activated. 9 becomes an 8, which on the table is a half squad. Germans or Russians cannot deploy, so it becomes a full squad. With a +2 modifier, makes it another 426. All right, next up, another yellow moves under the tank, becomes visible, and it is activated as well. 9 becomes an 8, which again is a squad. So we add a +2 to this, which should bring it down to a 628. Well, an elite 628 pops up underneath the tank. Now it spends 1 move to go there. I could choose to fire the gun right now, which I think I will. The off chance, because it's an AG round, I'll have a chance of capturing the squad in it as well. So let's see if this gun can fire. It can fire, so it will shoot. Roll to hit. Now it needs an 8. It's aiming for the tank, so this will be incidental collateral damage, which should be a range 11. Is a base 7. Tank size is an 8. Acquired twice is a 10. So 10 or less is hit, and I rolled a 7. So it is a hit, and it's a turret hit. Turret has a chance of destroying it. It's already been mobilized, so that's good. So let's roll on the to kill table. We'll deal with the tank first. An 11 will probably be nothing. HE to kill. Base number is a 7. Yeah, I need basically like an 8 or less to for it to do any significant damage. However, the troops underneath the tank might take some damage as well. So let's see what that looks like. I just have to refer to the rules to see how that impacts collateral damage. So I used the 11 result on the IFT, which is probably going to be inconsequential. Would be a 12 with the armor, so 12 would be non-assault, so it would be an 11. Onto the 14 is just barely a miss, so it's not even a pending task check. All right, so that they survived that. They're going to move forward one more for 2. Now it could fire 10 hexes. Which would be a total of 12, 15, 7 on the 7 table minus probably a minus. Well, it might avoid the orchard. It might be a -3 or it could be a -1. Or sorry, a -3 or a 0 on the modifier on the 7 table. I think that's what they'll do. So let's roll to see if they can fire. The A1 is in command. So they will defensive fire. As I said, 15 firepower. They do take into account the wrong one. They will get a +2. Non-assault would be +1. -1 leader would bring it down to 0. So as I thought. All right, so you're going to be on the 7 table, no modifier. 9 on the 7 is probably nothing again. Yeah, PTC. So we'll do a PTC check. They are not pinned. 2 and then 3 into the orchard. That would be long range. I could fire those guys. But I think they'll wait to see if the 426 moves closer. I'm talking about these guys here. And I could also fire the mortar crew since they don't really have any target. They're going to move into the orchards and then the mortars are going to fire. So the first tube, which will be a +1 modifier for LOS, so I need a 6 or less to hit. Does not hit, does not have rate of fire. Second tube hits and has rate of fire. Would be a 5 on the 3 because you're using non-assault move. 5 on the 3 is a normal morale check. So they're good. Third tube. Critical hit. Sweet. 6 would be a would be a 6 on the 12 table. 6 on the 12 is a 2 check. And they are good again. So he's been acquired by 2 tubes and missed by 1. Now, he's used up 3 movement factors, so he could go 1 more for 4, which I think I will do because he's feeling lucky. And again, Russians do have to get a move on if they want to win this game. So far the tubes again. Tubes 2 and 3, so this tube 2. This time it will hit because it's acquired. Actually, it would need an 8 or less to hit, so it does hit. And a 6 -1 is a 5 on the 3. Should be a 1 check. No, it's normal round check again. A 5. Axis sniper. Yep, Axis sniper's been activated. So let's roll to see if it's been activated. It has on a good result. And where does it land? 4 for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 off board, so it would land and it would get rid of that, and it would break this unit here. Tube number 3 rolls to hit. It's a 5, so it hits as well. It does have rate of fire, so it could fire a third shot in the defensive fire phase, as a 6-8 will be out of move. Results is a 4. 4 on the 3 should be a 1 check. Yes, one morale check. Doesn't seem to matter. The 6-8 is invulnerable, but it has been acquired twice. All right. Other movement, we have a 4-2-6. That's CX. Now it can't move into the trees because it's already been CX'd. And it only faces 1-2-7 in this, so it's going to move up on top of the hill for 2. Now I'm going to fire this guy here at it, so let me see if he can activate. He is not panicked, and he makes his roll. So it's going to be a 1 firepower with a -2. 7 is a 5 on the 1. PTC. And the 4-2-6 is in fact pinned. I could fire 1 firepower again with a -2. Would be a +1 actually, so it would be non-assault. And the orchard would cancel out. So it would be a 1 no modifier. But I don't think I will. I'd just be asking for a sniper check. And the stack here cannot see yet either. Yep. All right, so we have further movement then. The suspect counter here goes 1. Would become visible. Or would it? Yes, it would become visible by this half squad here. So it rolls for activation. 6, it is nothing. Wow. Only 1 4-2-6 has been generated, and a 6-2-8 so far, so that's pretty good. This suspect here moves into the open ground, immediately becomes potentially activated, and it is. A 5 -1 is a 4. On our table is a squad, a leader, fortification, and support weapon. So if it was a 6-2-8, it might have a chance of rolling smoke. Actually, never mind, because even their 6-2-8s don't have smoke component. So squad, leader, and support weapon. So squad with a +2 is a 6. Is another. It's a 4-4-7. A leader. The +1 becomes a 5. 5 is an 8-1, has a chance of being a commissar on a 1 or a 2. It is a commissar. So it would be a 9-0 commissar. Actually, it would be a 10-0 commissar. So now we'll have to worry about human waves coming across and charging me. All right, so they enter the open ground for 1. Orchard for 2. They're pretty well unobstructed, so they'll go 3, 4, 5. 5. Stay out of range of the 2-4-8. And they'll probably move into the trees in the advance phase. Another suspect counter coming on board. It is not activated. Another one. It is not activated. And FF10. It is not Actually, no, that would not. Would it be? Yeah, it would be seen by this half squad or crew here. and then the last squad into the GG. It is activated. 10 becomes a 9, which is a squad. Plus 2 on the squad is another 426. I think the Germans are getting off easy on this one. But it is July 1941 as well, so it's something to bear in mind. And that's it for the Russian movement phase. All right, so defensive fire phase. I've got one tube here that's going to continue to fire on the 628. So rolls a hit, maintains rate of fire. And it gets a 7 on the 3, which I believe is nothing. PTC. It's okay. Another shot. 6 hits, maintains rate of fire. 7 is a PTC again. Still good. Another shot. Last shot. And it's an inconsequential round. And that's it for the the German defensive fire phase. We go to the Russian advanced fire phase. Nothing is going to be, no, these 527 will be shooting. So 5 assault fire would be a 2.5, 3.5 round up to 4, so 4 firepower plus 1. 7 on the 4. There's a pinning task check for the troops in the trees, so the 8-1. He's pinned. 468 below it is good, but activated a sniper. Nothing, no Russian sniper activation. What a waste for Snake Eyes. The LMG 468 and the bottom one. So only the leader is pinned, which is fine. They're not going anywhere anyway, so I'm not going to bother putting a counter on it. Any other advancing fire? I have a 426, which could fire 1 firepower plus 2. May as well. And nothing else is in range. So we move to Russian road phase. Russians first, so this guy would go, oh, let's back one up there. I have to do the flames. So let's just see if it spreads anywhere. It could spread into these orchards here, which does not. Looks to spread into this house, which it does, non-separated, but the EC will compensate, and I believe a house burns on a 9. Building wooden. Oh no, it spreads on an 8. So there's a blaze in this house. Spread to the orchards. I'm going to roll twice for this blaze and this blaze. So the first blaze, it doesn't matter, there's a blaze there. And this blaze here can spread to these 3 hexes. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to get a blaze in the center bush hex. Now we see if these other 4, 5 flames turn into actual blazes. This one first. No. This one. No. This one. No. This one. Yes. Mm, 10. Nope. No, wait a minute. Kindle and spread. I would think grain would be flammable. Just let me check the rule on that one. Oh, I see. Yeah. Um, so the grain is definitely on fire, as is this one here. And finally this one here. Yes. And the bush was just created. Okay, okay. So we got some blazes happening. And again, as I said, there's no wind to obscure view at all, so right now just a blaze in the hex. So now we can go to route phase. So we have Russians here that have to route somewhere. Where would they route to? This would probably be the closest one. One and a half, 2, 3, 4 and a half, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4 and a half, 5 and a half, 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 8 and a half, 10 and a half? Really? 4 and a half, 5 and a half, 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 9 and a half. So it'll be the same. It'd be the same, eh? All right, so they're going to head down to this house here. 1 and a half, 2 and a half, 3 and a half, 4 and a half, 5. Stop there. You're going to move into the trees. And then we have the Germans, which are going to make a beeline through the grain into the trees here. All right, that's it for route phase. We go advanced phase. So the berserk unit's going to move into the open hex. Let the trees block its line of sight. These guys are going to salt move into the building. 426 and move up 1 to 7-0. I think the 7-0 is going to... No, he'll go forward. That's fine. Panicked. You're stuck. 426 here. Stay away from the flames. Into the trees. Along the open ground. Definitely have slowed the Russians down. No close combat. And we're into the German rout phase. Or rally phase, I should say. Sorry. All right, German wind change. No wind, no RE event. So let's do broken stuff. We've got one self-rally. Nope. Russians can self-rally, so I have a conscript half squad. Still not rallying. Very stubborn. That's it for the rally phase. And we'll go into the German prep fire phase. Before I do that, I roll to see, according to the mission special rules for the hold the line, it deals with mission end down here at the bottom. At the start of player turn, friendly player turn 6, my turn, I make a reinforcement die roll. I need to roll a 1 or less, and there's a subsequent -1 for every turn after game turn 5. So in turn 7, I need a 2 or less, 3 or less, so on, so forth. That brings on my reinforcements from the top of the screen, and then the game ends 4 turns after that. So I need to roll a 1 or less on a d6. So no game turn right now. And I roll again at turn 7 with a -1 modifier. German prep fire. This gun's going to rotate and try and blast that Berserk 7-0. So to see if it panics, it does not panic and it's in command, so it's going to rotate. And it's going to take a pot shot at the Berserk 7-0. Wow. Well, that's a critical and a sniper, so let's see the sniper first. No sniper. Wow. Critical hit. Now, because it's in a building, there's going to be several modifiers to that, so let's look at those. So it's no turret +3 × 2, so it's a +6 to hit right off the bat. That's the only one that applies in this case, so it's a +6. Which, if you look at the 0 to 6 range, is an 8 is what I need. So it's not actually a critical hit. Or would it be? It'd have to be a roll-off, I think. Let me confirm the rulebook again. All right, so it is a roll-off. I need to roll. Yeah, it's not going to be a. Yeah, it'd have to be a 1. I would need a 1 for it to be a critical. So it's not a critical, but it is a hit on the 7-0. So it's going to take a 75 round to the head, which is a 5. 5 on the 75 should be a 3 check. 7 or less. And it's good. It does have rate of fire, so it could fire a second shot, which it will do. And now it needs a 9 or less to hit, which it hits again, so it's not an HE and it's its last shot. This time it's an 8 on the 75. Is a 1 check. And another 4, which means the 7-0 is good to go. So T28 is fired. All right, so this 8-1, see if it panics. It does not panic, which is good because of the adjacent 527. And he's going to fire 36 firepower onto this 70527 combo in the wooden house with a +1. 7, 14, 18 doubled is 36, +1. A 9 on a 36 is a 3 check. 7, 0 is broken. And the 527 is broken as well. Other shooting, we have a mortar tube here, so let's see if the A1 is in command. He is in command. So we'll do the mortar tubes from the bottom up. First tube, no rate of fire, misses. Second tube with the -2 acquisition, hits barely, and it has rate of fire. Nothing there. Second shot, hits, rate of fire, a 4 on the 3. Is a 1 check for the 628. Pinned. Another shot. Rate of fire again. And nothing. Keeps going. Last shot. And it's nothing. So third tube. Hits, rate of fire. 8 is nothing. Second shot hits, but no rate of fire. And it rolls a 9, which is nothing. So the mortars are not very effective against troops in open. Although they did manage to pin it. You guys are going to move. I have to deal with that Berserk 7-0. Where would they go to? That would be 3, 4, 5 into the house. Actually, the officer's going to move and the other troops are going to fire. The officer's going to leave the troops. So not using leadership modifier. They're going to fire on the 628. Try and break it. So it's going to be long range and with the +1 for the orchard. So that's 12, 15. It'll be 6 + 3, 9 with a +1. Oh, cowers. So 7 on the 8, down on the 6. 7 on the 6 is a normal morale check. And they're good. That's disappointing. Infantry gun here is going to fire on the tank again. Which he can do. He's not panicked, so he needs a 10 to hit. He rolls an 8, so this is a turret hit. And I need a 7 or less wrong. I need a 3 would be a 4 or less to kill it. A 5 or less for it to be shock. Nope. I tried to fire a heat round initially in the first round, but I did not successfully get that, so no heat round for that. Alright, D92 is in command, so he's going to move. And the 127 here can shoot. A crew gets +1 for their in command die roll, so he gets to fire 1 firepower +1 onto the 426. 8 would be nothing. I have a 248 which could fire, but I think I'm going to move him because the 447's and he's in the open. Now if I move him, however, he's going to be interdicted with non-assault in the open, or I can move 1 hex and still get the moving in open. 1 firepower, no modifier, or move. He's gonna move. So let's see if he can do that. Nope, he panics. Never mind. All right. German movement phase. This guy's just gonna stay here and bust suspects that come on. Though he may eat some medium machine gun in the defensive fire phase. All right, movement phase. As I said, the officer's going to abandon the troops and move into this house in anticipation of receiving this broken unit in its rally route phase. These guys are going to assault move into the trees. See if they can pick up the gun, which they do. And they're going to be taking a shot from the tank, which I guess I can do now. See if the tank can fire. He does not panic, so he can. So 1 round AG. Misses. Now you can fire. What is that? 6. 2 by 2 plus another one. 6 firepower. What it would be long range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would be long range with a +2. 6 with a +2. But they'll try it anyways. Nothing. 426 is able to fire, so it's going to do 4 firepower +1. 5 on the 4. You 426 bugger you. 5 on the 4 is a 1 check. So we have the hero is good. Heat of battle. And a sniper. So let's see the sniper. No. Heat of battle die roll. He just becomes a Lee fanatic. No. I don't think heroes can do anything, can they? NA to heroes. Okay, never mind. Well, the 9-2. He's good, so now it's going to be a -1, so I need a 9 for the 468 below him. Barely, so he's pinned. The medium crew is pinned, and the heavy crew is good. That's a good shooting from the 426. All right, let's go into the German or Russian defensive fire phase. So, a couple shots to be had. One is the this tank here is going to fire his 4 firepower machine gun onto the tree, so it's going to be 4 + 2. Nothing. Everything else is out of range. The mortar could fire. We can't. Can't see a target. Nor can this one. Or can you? +12 range. That would be +1, +2, +3 to hit. So yeah, he'll fire. Can he fire? Yes, he can. Use that as a marker. All right, so I need a 4 or less to hit this broken crew inside the tree. No. Where did that come from? Where did this come from? Not sure where that was from. Defensive fire phase is pretty well done for the Russians, although the 4 for 7 will fire here. And he can fire. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 firepower, no modifier. 5 on the 2 is a German sniper. No sniper activation. 5 on the 2 is normal morale check. And he's good. 426 here cannot see anything. And that'll be it for Russian defensive fire. We go to German advancing fire phase. So we have the units here going to fire at the 426 in the open. So we have 4 firepower, 8 firepower. Halved is 4 firepower with a -3. 5 on the 4. 1 check is a 1 check. 5 or less. Pinned. And then we have flame spread. So into the orchards. Nope. Into this grain. Yep. Into this grain here. Yes, because of EC conditions. This grain hex here. No. This grain hex here. Yep. 1 below it. Definitely. And 09. Yes. Now to see if those other blazes that were already in existence turn into flames. So this one here. 8. Seven, so it turns into a flame. This one here. Yep. The house. I believe it's a 9. 8. 6 plus 1 for EC, 7, so no. Orchard here. 9, 10, or 8 as well. Nope. And the brush. No, and I forgot to roll to see if it kindles the brush to the bottom left. And that would be a kindle. So from a German perspective, that's good because it's limiting the options for the Russians. All right, we go to route phase. So Germans move first. So this half squad's going to run into the building for 5. That's it for the Germans. You are going to continue routing into here. So that would be 1.5, 2.5, enough to get into there. You're going to retreat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll stay there. That should have come off last turn. Okay, so that's it for the rout phase, and then the German advance phase. These guys are going to advance into this house here. Keep the pressure on the Germans and get out of range of the gun. These two are going to swap places. Actually, they'll move here, and then the mortar crew will move behind. You guys are going to stay there because you're pinned. You're going to stay there. All right, we go to close combat phase, and there's none to be had. So we go to Russian turn 7. All right. All right. Yeah. All right, so we're into Russian turn 7. So first things first, we'll roll to see how many come on. 7 plus 4 is 11. So all but 2 are coming on board. See where they land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We go to CC, Z, EE, G, H, FF, X, Q, DD, I, and O. All right. Okay. We do the Russian wind change die roll. A 3, which is oh, missed it by 1. No no Russian RE. No wind change. So we go right into rallies. Russians first, so they have a self rally here. And one down here. So the 5 first. Nope. And the 7. Nope. Normal rallies, we have a half squad conscript. Nope. And a broken leader trying to rally. No. On the Germans, we have a broken half squad. Nope. Would it be? That would be a 10 minus 4 is a 6. Yeah, no. That's it for rallies. Now we move into prep fire. Russian prep fire. So can't see, can't see, can't see. All right, you panic anyway, so it doesn't matter. Panic twice in a row, saving my bacon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can't see anything. So you're probably going to move. Can't see out of range, out of range. So the tank can fire, and it's going to fire onto the trees. So a -2 +2 cancel, so I need a 6 or less to hit. Nope. 426 right here. It can fire, so it will do so. 4 firepower +1, 8 on the 4 is probably nothing. Yeah, I missed it by 1. And we have a 447 here. Let's see what they do. 8. 8 should be, it is a fire command. But I think I'm going to move him instead. No, they'll fire on these guys, and then they'll move, advance forward 1. Although I do have to worry about moving into the line of fire. Alright, so we have 2 firepower, no modifier. 4 on the 2 is a 1 check. Good. Alright, everybody else is going to move. So 7-0 first. Does not panic, so he's going to move, assault move into the grain. This 426 is going to assault move behind the tank. Actually, I don't think that guy can see. So he's not going to assault move. He's going to go 1, 2 under the tank. The tank itself is probably going to move. Yeah, it's going to bail. So it's going to run. Start up. See if it stalls. Maybe. I'm just trying to find the mechanic reliability. There we go. Yeah, it needs to be a 12. That's what I figured, but I just wanted to confirm. So I rolled a 10, so it's good. So it does start. Startup sub 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. I'll try and fire an HE round in there. They are good, barely. 1 times heat round, I should say. Into the side. 4, I believe that's enough. Yes, I need a 7 to roll heat. So I got a heat round off. And it is a hull hit. So +1 for the orchard. Let's look at the modifiers. Fire-based. None. Target-based. +1. Case J +2, +5. I need a +5 to my die roll, which should be good. Yeah, I only see case J and case J2, as well as the LOS hindrance. Yep. So 4 becomes a 9, still good enough to hit. So let's see what it does. A 3, that's a kill. Vehicle to kill on the heat table. 75 is a 13. Yeah. That's a flame. It's a flaming tank. Casualty, you go there. And that is Blaze. Okay, and it still has one more shot, which I could fire at the officer. We'll see when it moves. Okay, well that was good. One less thing to worry about. This suspect counter here. No, I don't have to roll. It comes on automatically. 2. Nothing can see it. 4, 6. +4 would be enough for it to be seen. And it is activated. 6 is a 5, which is a squad leader and support weapon. So a squad with a +2 is an 8, is a 447. Leader. It's going to be a 6 +1. Yeah, it'll be a 6 +1 leader. And a support weapon. A 10. 10 brings it to an ATR. Now, these guys have not fired yet, so I could defensive fire on these guys and get the non-assault movement bonus, which I think I will do. So let's see if they can fire. He's in command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be long range for the squads. So 12 is 6 plus 6 is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4. Non-assault is a +3. -1 leader is a +2. So on the 12 table, +2. 7 on the 12 is a 1 check. So 6 +1. Not surprisingly, he's disrupted and broken. And the 447 is good. This suspect here moves into the trees. Yeah, so 2, 3, 5. Does not become visible or activated, I should say, and stays in a concealment. This guy here goes 1, 2 for the hedge, 3, 4, 5.5. And that should become visible then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Becomes potentially activated. A 3 -1 for being 2 hex range. It is activated. 10 becomes 9, which is a squad, which is a 426. 527. Russian 527 materializes out of the fog. This suspect counter here goes 1, sees the flames and decides to skirt it. 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. 4.5 will become seen. Actually, right here. Right here will become visible. Nope, it's nothing. You moves under the tank. You're nothing. You move into the trees. Activation is nothing because there's nobody adjacent. Move into the trees. You are activated. 8 becomes a 7, which is nothing. Thank God for the activation for moving troops. Assault, advanced attitude troops. Moves into the open. Is not activated. Moves into the open. Is not activated. Rinse and repeat is activated. Is a 8 is a squad. 7 plus 2 is a 9 is a 527. I should fire the LMG or the machine guns at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There would be 12 firepower with a minus using the hero. Or if you use the leader. Hero and the leader -3, non-assault. In the open would be -5 on the 12. And then the squads can fire on this guy here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So 12 with a -5. That's okay. No rate of fire on the machine guns, but the 3 4.68s are going to fire on these the 4.26. This guy here moves into the open. There's residual firepower of 6. So roll for activation. It does not activate it. And finally, our 4.26 friend over here, all by his lonesome on the flank, is good. So he's going to go 1, 3 into the trees. That's going to be it for the Russian movement phase. Oh, I forgot my Berserk friend, which should have moved first. He's going to go... Is anybody LOS? No. So he would become... Actually, these guys are LOS. So they'll become a target. So he'll go 1, 2. See a new target. And advance into the open against them. So before we do that, we'll see if these guys can fire. Without a leader, I got to roll 3 rolls from the bottom up. So I need 8s. 1, 2, 3. So the middle guy panics. So we have 12, 15 firepower, wrong, 11 firepower, no modifier. 7 on the 11 is a 1 check, so 9 or less. Nope. The mortars will try and fire as well. Bottom up. 1, 2, 3. So they can all fire. Excuse me. First tube into the tree, so 7 to hit. Misses. Second tube hits. No rate of fire. -2 because non-assault and moving. Non-assault and the woods bonus. Nothing. Third tube hits. No rate of fire. That's disappointing. -2. A 3 on the 3 is a 2 check. So an 8 or less. Still good. He moved 2. He moves 3. These guys will subsequent first fire. Whoops. And this guy will have to fire as well, but he's sustained fire. Or final protective fire. Which means if I roll a 9 or higher, he'll break. So that is 8 firepower, 12 firepower. Actually, this would be doubled and then halved. So yeah, 12 firepower. 12 firepower -2. Oof, a 1 on the 12 should be a K. 2K. Finally, our Berserk leader dies. Which means this is gone because they switch fire. These guys never moved, did they? So let's move them now. The 4-2-6 is good. 1.5, 3. The 6-2-8 is good. 1, 2, 3. 4. I think that gun's going to fire on the 6-2-8. I think he has to. Because I still need 4s or less to kill the tank, and or 5 or less. And that's kind of like a waste of a shot. So let's fire an HE round into these guys here. So this will be lost. Can he fire? Yes, he can. 1 round HE. 6, base number of 8. -2 for moving in open. So a 10 or less to hit. Not a critical. And he does have rate of fire, but he gets a hit. So 5 on the 75 is a 3 morale check. Ugh, stubborn. And we're going to be going into defensive phase, so he's going to fire again. Because he has a rate of fire with his yellow one. I should say yellow 2. Yep, 2 rate of fire. Alright, so we'll do that right now. Second shot. Now he needs a 9 or less to hit. Hits, that is a critical. And an IFT is a 7 on the 28. Is a 4 morale check. Broken. Not ELR, just broken. Other defensive fire, so we have the 3 squads, so that's 12 firepower. No modifier on the guys in open. 10 on the 12 is probably going to be nothing. PTC. So they're pinned. And that'll be it for the German defensive fire. We have advancing fire for the Russians. Nothing is in range. 426 moves into that building. He's going to get massacred, but where would I move him? I guess I'd have to move him inside. There's no Russian advancing fire phase because everything's out of range, so we go into rout phase. Oh, I forgot. No, he already missed. That's right. You. Where are you going to go to here? You would be an LOS, which prevent him going that way. So he's got to come back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So we're going to other routes we have to do. What do we have here? We have 2 squads, so you can go there. And that should be it. We go to Russian advance phase. Yeah, they're going to the building. Why not? You'll advance forward. You'll advance forward. You're going to advance forward. Suspect will advance. You'll advance. You'll advance into the teeth. You'll come up to here. And you're going to come over here. Russian close combat, and then we're into the German rally phase. All right, things are definitely looking good for the Germans. Let's see if my reinforcements roll up. A 1, so my reinforcements do in fact roll up. And they consist of MSR 7 here. 5 die roll. Jesus. Five die roll to see who comes on. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 22 squads. Wow. This mission's over. It's going to be over for the Russians. There's no way they can get through that screen. All their armor's dead or immobilized. And the game ends in 4 turns. Which would be on the 11th. So they basically have 4 turns of movement to get across the board, which they're not going to do. And they have to amass that many casualties. So I'm going to play out my German turn 7. And then I'm going to call this as a German victory. And there's only 2 more suspects to come on board as well. So these ones here. All right, so let's start off with rallies. So we have no self rallies for the Germans, and the half squad is rallied. Russians. We have a broken 7-0. That's Despot, so he stays Despot or is unable to rally. You have to stay there because you can't go anywhere. We have a 4, need a 5 or less to for him to rally. Nope. And troop in the open has to stay there. German prep fire phase. All right, this stack here. What a waste. Again, we have 36 firepower with a +1. 8 on the 36 is a 4 check. So 3 for the 7-0. He's broken. And Snake Eyes for the 426. He's broken. Surprisingly, he's not disrupted. Other shoots thing, we got 3 4 6 8s here, so to see if they can shoot from the bottom up. 1 2 3, they can all shoot. So we have 11 firepower, no modifier. 4 on the 11 is a 3 morale check. Disrupted. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it here, guys. This is not gonna. I'll blast these guys and then I'll call it there. 10 or less to be able to fire. You are able to fire. So a whole lot of firepower on this 426. It's going to be a 9 on the 12 and 12, 24 minus 3. 6 on the 24. Is a 4 morale check. Snake Eyes. Yeah. Not disrupted. Very good. And a rate of fire on the heavy, which will fire on here. 7 plus or minus 2. 5 on the 7. There's a 2 morale check on the commissar. And the squad is good. Yep. All right. So we're going to call it there. Yeah, there's no way they can rally. Let's see what this guy is. He would move here, and then he would activate. Yes. Becomes a squad. 8 is a +2 is a 527. And then we have 2 squads coming on. 1, 2, X and G. Two, 4, 6. Roll for activation. Activated. There's a 6, which is a squad again, which is a 426. And you move into there. You're not activated. That's it. Russian RE. They would have got an RE. 35. What would be 35? I mean, they have to basically depend upon REs to see what's gonna shake the tree. Enemy SPG. Oh, that's interesting. Determine the number on table A6C, so it's a 5. A6C of 5 is 1. So the 1 tank. Type is a 4. So a 4, because they don't have any SPGs, it would be a standard AFV, which would break it down into KV, potentially. A 1 is a KV2. Okay, now it could get interesting. Where would you enter? You're going to enter on Q. We'll move it to R. So we have a KV2 coming on board next turn. They have 3 turns to move and can only move 27 hexes. Assuming it survived, everything intact, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So probably get off board. I don't think I could hurt it. It'd have to be an immobilization attempt. And I don't think that would work. So this tank would probably make it off board. So let's move it to the, well, mind you, I do have troops coming on board. I could potentially kill it in close combat. Assuming I made it off board, what would it do? Gives him 10 victory points, so that still would not be enough. 10 victory points, assuming it didn't stop and shoot at anything. So yeah, this one's a wrap. It lasted 7 turns. Well, if we want to extrapolate, it could last 8 or 9 turns, and even then the Russians would not be able to amass any significant opposition. They're just not enough. Now, 3 turns, these guys might be able to advance, put pressure on here, but because of the panic rules and all the rest of that. They basically have to double time to make it off board and or kill this. That would be 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 points. Still wouldn't be enough even with the tank if they kill this. They're just not going to be able to do enough damage. Now it's I would probably give them, let's say, a 5% chance of actually pulling a win out of this, but I don't think that's worthy enough of playing. I'm going to save it here at turn 7. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, whether I should play it out. I don't think it's going to be successful. And I do have 22 German 468s coming on board with all the support weapons and leaders therein as an elite couple. That's what, 2 companies worth of elite troops coming on board to help me. So no real effort is going to be made. It comes down to casualties being caused, except for maybe the KV2, just because it's so damn powerful. There's no way that I can really impact it, especially because my one gun here doesn't have any heat ammunition, just has HE, and it basically looks at critical hit, rolling really well on the to kill shot. I can possibly sneak in a one shot along here, maybe, but it's going to be so difficult to make because of lack of visibility. +1, +2, +4, so +6. I'm basically going to need snake eyes to have a chance of hitting it with a heat round. At any rate, I'm going to call it there, guys. It's been 2 hours. I'm just going to upload this as one video. Again, I apologize for those that have been following the series, because you're missing out on turns 3, 4, and 5 to bring me to where I started off this video. So this is going to be the last part. And then we're on to mission number 4. Mission number 4, just for a preview purposes, is going to be a cautious advance. Again, I think it's a two map board game, and yeah, it should be interesting. But again, they're going to advance cautiously, trying to locate enemy units. But that'll be next weekend, all right, where we carry on our series. Or yeah, that'll be the 12th. 12th December. And then the following weekend, I'm going to be playing this a day early, just because I got to travel on the 19th somewhere. So I'm going to be playing on the 18th as well. So you're going to see me on the 12th, and on the 18th, I'll be uploading videos the following days as I edit them and put them up. Again, following on YouTube, guys, leave me comments, give me thumbs up if you think I've earned it, and a like. Feel free to join me here on Twitch on Sundays when I game. That way you can interact live if you so choose. If it's